Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. I'm bringing you reading for the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. We are going to be doing something a little different this week. We are going to actually be covering an astrologically based reading for all 12 signs for the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. And the reason that is right now we are going through a very powerful time energetically. It's almost kind of like a portal gateway, because there's just truly so much going on right now that is pushing everyone for transformation, everyone for huge changes, everyone for taking some big leaps of faith, going for it, taking a risk, doing those things. And it all actually started with our full moon that we had on Friday, June 9th, and that was the full moon that was in Sagittarius. And boiled down, essentially that full moon was all about it's a time for change. It's a time to take a chance, take a risk, take that leap of faith. So since then, what's been going on with the planets and the transits and everything, everyone has since been pushed to take the time to reflect. There have been secrets revealed. There have been surprises. There has been a lot of time spent evaluating what is it that we desire? What do we want from here? Where do we go from here? What are our next steps? There's also been some evaluations as far as, okay, well, what if I wouldn't have made that choice? Because some, with the evaluating everything, realize, okay, I made the wrong decision. I took the wrong career path, or I chose the wrong person. So there's been a lot of, okay, well, what ifs? What if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? Why did things turn out the way they are? But it really has been a lot of reflection, evaluation, contemplation. That's been necessary. So now, as we're heading into this new moon, well, before we hit the new moon on Friday, we're going to have a solstice on the 21st, which is Wednesday. And then right around the corner on Friday the 23rd, and it's Eastern Standard, it's going to be around 10:30 in the evening, around 10:30 in the evening. And it's a new moon in Cancer. And that's on Friday the 23rd. And that new moon, it's going to be intense. Now, you'll find that for some of you, it's not going to be as intense as the past ones, but because of everything that's energetically going on, it's going to be fairly intense for most. And Cancer is all about mothering, nurturing, those, caring. For most, you really need to primarily focus on this time caring for yourself rather than caring for others. It really is a time to do something for yourself. Go get a massage. Go spend time with friends. Go do something fun that you enjoy. Take a little, if you can take a day and get away from the office and go do something, but take time to do something for yourself, to nurture yourself, to care for yourself. You will find many of you are going to feel frazzled this week, and everyone has been feeling frazzled since we had the full moon on the 9th. That's because this is a huge push to finally take that leap of faith, to finally step into this transformation, because many of us are giving birth to a new life, a new way of doing things, new relationships, new careers. I mean, this is a huge time of transformation. So that's why you're feeling frazzled. It's because this is the final, it's a big push. So there's going to be, clear up until the new moon, there's going to be some emotional ups and downs. There's going to be some upheavals. You'll also find that it's an optimal time to release anything related to mother issues. So if as a child you were very, your mother was very critical of you or criticized you a lot, you'll find that now you are very critical of yourself as an adult. This is an optimal week to have some healing work to release that. Or maybe as a child, maybe your parents were very busy with their careers and the focus wasn't on you, and you felt that you were alone. You felt abandoned. Well, now as an adult, that's left you feeling unloved, unworthy. You don't allow anyone to emotionally get close to you because you're afraid, okay, if I let someone close, they're just going to not be there for me. They're going to abandon me. I'm going to be stuck alone again. This is a week to do related work, release work, healing work related to those issues, particularly if they involved your mother. And this is something for many that you'll have to recruit the help of a professional healer an energy healer. Could be someone that does Reiki, could be someone that does quantum touch. For some, you may be able to actually find a meditation online and do that. But this is an optimal time to take care of releasing and healing anything related to mother issues, mother concerns, anything that's impacted you and is still impacting you at this point. What you'll also find with this new moon is the big key piece of it is communication. Communication, communication, communication. That is huge. So for some, you're going to be pushed to finally open up and share some secrets. For some, you're going to have some information shared. But it's all about communicating externally, but it's also big with communicating internally. Because this is a week, this is the time that decisions have to be made. And decisions will be made for many of us. And for some, these are big decisions that you've been putting off for months. So for some, you've been trying to decide which path to go on career-wise or romantically, but you've been putting it off. You've been putting it on hold because you're like, oh gosh, but if I make that decision, my life's going to change. My life, as I know it and as I have had it for years, is going to be completely changed. Granted, it's for the better, but we're creatures of habit. We don't like change. So you didn't want to have that change. You didn't want to have life change, even though it's good. It's going to bring in everything you've ever wanted. You still pushed it, kicked it down the line because I'm not ready to have my life truly change just yet. But you will be pushed this week to make that decision. And most people are going to be pushed to make, because for many there has been a big decision that's been lingering for a while, that really has been delayed, that's been put off. You're going to find that this week, particularly up against the new moon, you will be pushed to make that decision regarding this new beginning. For some, it's new beginning in love. For many, it's new beginning in love. For some, it's a new beginning in career. But it's huge, it's big, and this is the time to make a decision. Because by making that decision, you will find that it's going to be successful. You'll find that it's going to be something that's rooted, that has a solid foundation, a solid base, something that will be long-lasting, that can last a lifetime. Because right now is the optimal time to make those decisions regarding personal and professional relationships. Because if you can make those decisions finally, just make the decision, take the leap of faith this week, you're guaranteed success. Because you have all the support from the divine, literally pushing, pulling, and dragging you to make that decision. So be fearless. Make that decision. Know that you are going to have success. It is going to be long-term. It's going to bring you these things that you've been desiring, that you've been wanting, for many of you, that you've been wanting your whole life. Which is why some have been delaying making the decision, because you're like, oh my gosh, I really want this, but boy, it's going to change everything. Everything. But it's going to change it for the better. So I encourage all of you to be fearless, make those decisions. You have a ton of support helping you with that this week. And if you're interested in finding out about the transits and everything that's going on, there's a number of great astrologists that are out there. Some that I really like to follow are Pamela Gregory, Barb Goldsmith, the Leo King, and Kelly Rosano as well. And those are just some that I watch, but go out online, check. There's tons of YouTube videos. There's a lot of greats out there. They have tremendous amount of insight and information. And if you know what's going on astrologically, it really can help you more gracefully navigate through these things. And it can help you also understand why, okay, if you wake up one day and you're very emotional or you are very tired, it'll help you understand why, so that you can just go with it. And if you're tired, take a nap. If you're emotional, let yourself cry. But that way you don't wake up thinking, oh my gosh, something's wrong, what's going on with me? That you can just go with it gracefully. And this is an intense time, but it's good. It's bringing about those hopes, those wishes, those things that we have wanted, that we have been praying for, that we have been doing visualizations for. So this is kind of like a capstone. It's this big final push. So I do wish you all well as you navigate through that. For everyone that's new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Last I checked, we are at like 9,400 subscribers. So as promised, once we do hit 10,000 subscribers, I am going to randomly select 3 people to do free 15-minute readings for each of them. So if you're new, go on ahead and subscribe, and that will get you eligible to potentially be selected as one of the people who's going to receive a free reading. For all those that have been here for a while, thank you. I do appreciate it. I love all the feedback. I love all the support from everyone. Thank you for everything. let's see, is there anything else before we get started? Because I'm going to do some editing for you guys, so I don't have to restate all of this information over and over again. Okay, well that's it. So we are going to get started, and again there is going to be a reading for each astrological sign with regards to the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. For some, you may find that this could possibly extend a week past that, but it won't go any. It's not going to go any further than a week past this time frame. So it really is to help everyone, because this is a pivotal time. It's almost like a big portal gateway that is going to lead to your dreams coming true. It's a big, huge push. There's a lot that has to be done by everyone this week, which is why they want to get these specific messages out for each astrological sign, so you can literally utilize this time, making those changes fearlessly, birthing that new life, that new beginning, that solid foundation, that personal relationship, and for some, the professional relationship of a lifetime that you've been wanting to have, because the time's here and the time is now. And so they're just wanting to provide this additional information to help you with that. Now, for those of you that are interested, the cards that we're going to be using today, I have Doreen Virtue's Saints and Angels, as well as her Fairy Tarot cards. I have the Lover's Path by Chris Waldhair, and the Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. And then I have my Bluebird Lenormands, my Gilded Lenormands, and my Sibilas, all prayed, shuffled, prepared. If we need any clarifiers along the way, we'll use those as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello Scorpios, this is Nicole bringing you your reading for the week of Monday, June 19th through Sunday, June 25th. Although I have prayed over the cards, shuffled them, and asked that each of you receives at least one message, this is for a large number of people. So you might find that only, one message is applicable to you. Hopefully you'll find more, but you should find one. If you don't, you can always check your rising and your moon sign, see if there's anything on those for you. And if you don't find anything in your sun, your rising, or your moon, be thankful. So that means that you don't have a lot of big heavy stuff to deal with this week. Now let me check and make sure you can see all of those. Good. Okay. Let's see here. So what we have is the situation, your recent past, and or what has led to this situation, what you are unaware of, and recommendations of things that you do. Now, starting out, you have a major arcana, and this is Desire. And this card, in traditional tarot, this would be the Chariot, and this is all about movement, fate, transition, change. It is number 7, and that is all about a path that you're destined for. Your destiny, the path that you are meant to be on. And this card's all about, being pulled by desire. Movement, taking those steps into that next phase of our life, that next direction that's going to bring us the fulfillment and the happiness and the love that we desire. And that if you're feeling impatient for this love, because this is a great fated, destined love. This is a meant to be love. And we can sometimes become impatient with that. But if you're feeling impatient, don't worry. The transition will go smoothly, and it will go as quickly and easily as possible. Actually, even very smoothly, as if it's like meant to be. Because this is a fated. So for those of you that this week's message is applicable, you have a love that's a divine love. It's a fated love. It's a meant to be love. But you have had a number of hurdles and things getting there. This couple, Tristan and Isolde, so Tristan had vowed and pledged his loyalty to King Mark of Cornwall, and King Mark loved him dearly, treated Tristan as though he was his very own son, and throughout a number of twists of fate and things that were irreversible, meant to happen, and despite how much Tristan was devoted to King Mark, he fell in love with Mark's wife, Isolde, and fell helplessly in love with her, and she fell helplessly in love with him, because it It was a fated, destined love. With a lot of trials, they're saying like with a lot of trials and hurdles and things that had to be overcome. And someone in between their love that had kept them apart. But only until the time came for them to come together. She's got all these like twists on her robe. So for a number of you, you have this destined love. For a number of you, it's twin flame, twin soul. It could be soulmate, but it is a fated love that they're trying to bring together. That time has come. They're saying that the time has come. But it's been a challenging road to get here, to get to this point. Now, the card that we have that is the recent past, and you know what has led to this. We have Three of Summer, and across the bottom it says, news worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births, friends you cherish. And this card is all about celebration, celebrating family, truly celebrating weddings, coming into union, things that are joyful, things that are to be celebrated. It can also talk about, you know, announcements of pregnancy, starting a family. But it's cups, it's water, it's emotion. It's happiness, it's joy, it's fulfillment. Now, for those of you in this situation, there has been a third party. And the third party for some of you has blocked the two of you. So there's this big boulder. There's been a third party involved that has blocked the two of you from coming together. But what God has fated to come together can't be stopped. But the relationship between the two of you, you aren't together right now. You guys are actually, it ended between the two of you. You have these poppies, even have poppies over here. For many of you, you're not even talking with each other right now, and you haven't been talking with each other for a while. It's totally been over. And for those of you, a number of you actually have completely given up on this. Even though you love this person, you know that this person's you're meant to be, you've just let go. For a number of you, they're saying it's good. You've let go, you've let God, but you've had to let go. And for some of you, so for many of you, it was three people involved. And for some of you, it was three other women. This came up from somebody else's reading. I was saying player. But definitely three parties involved. There could have been three other women involved. But what they're saying is he's finally made a decision. He's finally made a choice. So what's bringing about this reunion is and you can change the sex, the gender. If this sounds like it's your situation and it's a woman making a choice between 2 or 3 men, then change it for your situation. Because if it sounds like it's your situation, just change the gender. But they're saying that he has recently made a choice. He's made a decision, but he hasn't acted on it. Yeah, he hasn't has not taken any action steps. Which is why there are things going on that you're not aware of. So the card that you have as far as what you're unaware of is card 22. At the bottom, it says, the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. And this is really talking about taking the time to get to the bottom of this situation, get to the bottom of the issue. Really see what is it at the heart of the matter. What's really going on? What's really the truth? Because those of you in this situation, you don't know the truth. Because they haven't opened up and shared any of that with you. They haven't shared the details. Now, the nice thing is, this time of transformation that we are going through right now, it really is all about communication, sharing truths, revealing things. So some of you may receive some revelations this week because you really don't know what in the world is going on. And if you look at this card, it's very busy, which many of them are. But typically they'll point certain things out to me, like they pointed out the poppies, they pointed out this child, the bunny, the frog. The butterfly, the tiger, there's... Because this union, it's all over. But they're saying for some of you, you think that it is worse than what it is. So for many of you, you're actually about to come back together. And when you do find out what the truth is, you're going to find that it's not as bad as you think. And because for some of you that you've been in the midst of this love triangle, or maybe your beloved, they had 3 other people, you feel like you are an option B, a plan B, which is why you walked away from it. You said, I'm out of here. But there were other things going on. And for some, there had to be like inner child healing. But for some of you, when he comes back, she comes back, you're going to be initially hesitant, and you're not, when you do receive the truth, you're going to have your guard up because you're going to be thinking, okay, no, he's lying. He can't be telling the truth because this whole time I've been spun a bunch of tales, and there's been all these other people, and I can't have any faith in him because he is totally dishonest and totally not faithful and totally not loyal. But he is. I mean, it doesn't appear that he is, but things aren't what they seem. And you are going to receive the truth. Now, I'm going to get my Doreen Virtue Angel Answer book and read 22, because that card's 22. Okay. The angels can see the positive results of your prayers, and they want you to have patience and stay optimistic while the final details are being worked out in heaven. This is an urgent call from the angels to keep the faith. And that is funny because what you are being encouraged to do this week, you have the card Faith. And you see how she's like standing at the edge? She's about to take a complete leap of faith. Because for many of you, especially for those of you that this is a divine love, this is a twin flame love, you have experienced a number of miracles for the past couple of years. Miracles in your life left and right. And you're about to experience another miracle with regards to this love. But the key thing is that you have to have faith and you have to be optimistic. And when you do receive the truth, to open yourself up. See how she's got her arms completely opened up? Open yourself up to this opportunity for this new beginning, because this is your destiny. This is your meant to be. This is true love. This is what you've envisioned it and thought it was from the very beginning, but then it got caught up in all of these twists and turns, and many of you have lost your faith. You've lost your faith in this coming together with them. You've lost your faith in them. But having faith in this situation is imperative, because you are about to take a leap of faith. And for many of you, it is going to be a leap of faith, because for many of you, you're going to have, he's going to come back, he's going to want to move forward, he's going to share the truth, he's going to communicate that with you, but you're going to be so hesitant because you're going to be like, oh, well, you know, what if 2 months from now I find out you're going back to your ex again? Or what if I find out you've brought 2 more people in? Or suddenly you're not talking and you're dating someone else? Or it's going to be very difficult for many of you to take that leap of faith because of what you have gone through together. But you've gone through these twists and turns and out the turmoil, because for both of you, those were things that were fated, meant to happen to prepare both of you. But know that you're safe with taking that leap of faith. You're completely supported. You're actually going to fly when you take that leap of faith. You have to follow your heart's desire, because you want this and you've wanted this for a very long time. Even though you've given up and you've lost your faith in it, it's right there. It is the right path. It is what you're destined to do. It is this new beginning that you have been longing praying for, hoping for. You just need to have your faith renewed and be optimistic and know that it's going to happen. And as it does happen, say yes. Say yes. Because many of you are going to be afraid to say yes because of what's occurred in the past between the two of you. But they're saying, say yes. Okay, let's do some clarifiers. Scorpios. Okay. So, let's see here. So we have Viaggio, and this is all about, you know, travel, vacation, transferring, moving. We have Mercante, and this is your merchant. Hopefully you guys can see that. And this is all about, you know, agreements, contracts, legal obligations. And then we have the Dottore, and this is the doctor, and this is, you know, the helper. And it can be, it doesn't have to be a doctor. It can be an attorney. It can be a financial advisor. When this card's reversed, it's all about impatience. Wanting this new beginning. It also talks about, you know, being trapped by our desires that are unquenchable. Like we really, really want something. We really want this union. We really want this love, but we're being blocked from it. You can also just talk about insensitivity to those around us. So for many of you, this relationship was ended because he had 2 to 3 people involved. He now wants to come into union. He wants to come back in. He wants to reunite, a reconciliation. He wants to move forward with you. But he's having to end a contract with someone else. So for some, he's actually he's going through divorce proceedings. He's having to break properties, investments with an ex-spouse, with an ex-lover. Even like an ex-lover that he's gone into business with. But he's having to split up the assets. And for some, because he's impatient, he's ready for this, it's making him physically sick. Thinking, okay, this is not going to happen. And for some, he's having to travel to the ex-wife, the ex-girlfriend, the ex-partner, but there's love. So for some, he went into business with someone he was sexually, romantically involved with. But he's having to travel to end that. For some. And for some, like having to travel cross country. But he's working on trying to end that contract, and that agreement for the two of you to move forward. Kind of like guys all had to have her marriage end that to move forward. He's having to end it. Now, for 3 of Summer, so you have the present, that's unselfish. And then you have Sospiri. And Sospiri is all about what can be desires, memories, nostalgia, regrets. And then you have the reunion. But regrets. Interesting. typically you look at these and you think, okay, you know, she's longing to have this happen. She's longing for this reunion, but they're saying that's not it. Because she gave up. She let go. She actually thought it was over with the poppies. She thought it was a complete ending. Oh, okay. So the one that's ending the marriage, ending the connection, he has now realized that he made the wrong choice. What? That's funny. Dilerante. Stupid actions, stupid behaviors. So what they're saying is he realized he chose the wrong person. And he regrets the choices that he made. He now realizes that this is the love that he wants to be with, and he wants to have a reunion. He wants to have a reunion with her. Which is why he's trying to break and to finish this. Now, for the heart of the matter, we have stanza, which is room, and we have the casa, which is the home, and the la Lucrezia, and that is the, you know, lightness, sensitivity, tact, irritability. You know how they were saying he's becoming irritable because he wants this now, but he's being blocked by his ex. For some, the ex is purposefully trying to keep him from this, because they're saying for some it's like, even though they're splitting up their assets, they're going through divorce proceedings, they're going through legal proceedings to finally end things once and for all, his ex doesn't want him with anyone else. It's like, you know, she doesn't want him, but she doesn't want him to be happy and doesn't want him to be with anyone else. And she definitely doesn't want him to be with the true divine love. Which is why he's getting irritated, and he's getting irritated because for some it's like the ex is vindictive and purposefully drawing things out when he just wants it to be done and over with. Because the heart of the matter, and this is again what you're not aware of, you have the empty room, everything's upturned. Obviously there's been a heated, angry argument. It's about the home, about the foundation. And there's no tact. So what you're not aware of is he's trying to end this foundation, trying to have it be done. He's actually very frustrated and irritated about how much time it's taking. And for some, this relationship, marriage that's being ended, this card can speak also about sex. It was just, he kept being lured in by sex. So every time, because they wanted different things. So their motives were different, but it wasn't built on a solid foundation. So say, for example, you know, the ex, you know, maybe she needed financial security. She needed financial assistance. Maybe she needed somebody to invest in her business or invest in the ideas that she had. She would lure him in by sex. But that's being ended now. Huh. Because he's seen through it. Come on. Okay. Scorpios. Okay. So we have the dog, man's best friend, faithful and true, his soul he'd lend in trust to you. A pat on the head delights the old boy and rewards you greater with loyalty and joy. And then we have the cavalier. He'd well good news from the cavalier, and passion views promise good cheer. Sadness that hides, veiled in the day, once disguised, flies away. And then last we have the heart. And the heart is a symbol of fulfillment and joy. Romance is in full bloom for you to enjoy. Serenity rests deep in thy heart. Loving yourself is where it should start. So the dog is all about loyalty, faithfulness. It can also speak of giving more than you're receiving. It's so unrequited. So for some of you, you were giving to this relationship, and he was giving to someone else. And the Cavalier is all about good news coming in with regards to wealth, you know, our wishes coming true, total fulfillment. And then we have the Heart, and the Heart is all about joy and happiness and good fortune, romance coming to life, the love of a lifetime, contentment, joy, bliss. Okay. So again, this is more information of what you're unaware of. So you are unaware of the fact that this foundation that he had with an ex-spouse, ex-lover is coming to an end. It's coming to a culmination. What you're also unaware of is that you are going to be getting some information in the near future about him wanting to come back into union, to have a reconciliation, to have a reunion. And they're saying that he is faithful. He is true. When he does share the truth with you, you can trust that. You can believe that. There may have been things hidden in the past, but when he comes and shares the truth, he is going to share the whole truth with you. And he will be honest with you. And it is something you can count on, because they're saying for a number of you, you're really not going to believe it. You're going to be hesitant to believe it. You're going to think, okay, well, when's the other shoe going to drop? What else are you not telling me? Is this a partial truth again? But trust him. Trust him. Because it is going to lead to complete fulfillment and happiness. Now, last. Okay. So faith, and we will wrap this up, Scorpios. Golly. Shh. Okay, so we have the La Namica, and this is the female enemy. We have the Bambino, the baby, new beginning. And we have the Allegrisa a Cuore, and that is happiness of the heart. And there's a couple different happiness. One is like family, community happiness, but this is happiness of, you know, love. Okay, so two things they're saying. So, and this is again, you know, what they're recommending, have faith. For some of you, they're saying have faith because you think that this beginning that would bring you true happiness, you think that it's completely over because of another woman, that it was stolen by the other woman. And you think that it's completely over. There's no chance. But you are going to have a new beginning. And it is going to lead to happiness and fulfillment. Now, for some of you, when this new beginning comes in, you're still going to think that, because for some of you, you've been back and forth with this person. So for some of you, this ex that he's finally breaking up with, during the tenure of the two of you being together, he repeatedly kept going back to her. For some, she's the one that purposefully is trying to keep the two of you apart. She doesn't want him. She doesn't want anybody else to have him. But have faith that that's finally over, because for some of you, again, you're going to be hesitant to move forward because you're going to have this new beginning, this new opportunity to totally fulfill you and bring you the happiness, the love that you desire. But you're going to be hesitant to take that leap of faith and say yes and go for it, because you're going to have this worry in the back of your mind that, okay, well, is she going to pop up again? Or is this really over once and for all? Is this truly done? They're saying have faith that it's over, because he's cutting her out for good. And again, what you're not aware of is he's in that process right now, and there's a lot of legalities, a lot of ties, a lot of things that have to be separated and dealt with. But he is nearing the end of that. So hopefully that helps, Scorpios. I do wish you all the best. I wish you a week filled with love, joy, and blessings.